everybody. Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter Podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Thursday's 5-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and our sponsor site, Yahoo. Wow, what a slate we had in front of us here. So much value, so many places to go. Abu Top and Smash. We had both of the guards from Dallas, absolute smash. Tyus Jones salvaged a little bit. That was great. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant next to each other. Complete smashes at the top end. I have a ton of Joel Embiid, so I have no idea how I'm doing yet here. We will find out as the night progresses. Ryan, how is your night going?
It's gonna be all on Russell Westbrook's shoulders. If Westbrook does well, I think I'll end up doing well. If he doesn't, on to tomorrow we go. I'm pretty heavily invested in Russell Westbrook tonight, but the way that has gone, it's worked out every other night of late. But I'll definitely like my chances with Russ and nobody else down the stretch. But if it doesn't work out, so be it. I do think the process was there.
The process was also there for me. Andre Drummond had 4 rebounds in the first 3 minutes of the game and finished with 5 to ruin a different sponsor site that we had for the live show for Live Before Lock tonight. Greg and myself, Kevin Durant, that was an easy over on points. I can't remember. Marcus Smart had 10 assists in like the first, 8 minutes of his game. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Boston continuing to roll in a ridiculous way. They put baby in the corner with Utah. It was unbelievable. Robert Williams continues to smash. Pretty incredible stuff. But hello to everybody in Twitter Spaces hanging out with us again tonight. Hello to the people on YouTube catching this a little bit later, as well as the people in the podcast forum, Spotify. Again, everybody listening over there on the podcast, leave those 5-star reviews. Go a long way. YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And Twitter Spaces, it's just lovely to see all your faces. We will take some questions at the end of the show. Shout out Mike, who just joined us here as well. Desi's been here every single night. Ty Blunt's been here every single night. We appreciate you. Margie, everybody hanging out here, doing the Twitter Spaces with us. We can't tell you enough how much we appreciate being able to hang out with us, talking some NBA DFS, talking about the slate that was and the slate that will be. That is the Thursday one we're looking at tomorrow. But Ryan, he's got the push and pee hat on tonight, so he means business. Are you ready to get into this 5-gamer, my friend?
Oh, that's right.
To the top end. John Morant is going to continue to be out, I think. I mean, is that going to be something? He didn't play on Wednesday. We'll see what happens here. He's going to probably be questionable. We're going to have to just have the same kind of conundrum we just saw. DeAnthony Melton had a dunk to remember tonight. He's up to 5K. Tyus Jones, 4,300 down there. His price tag dropped and he's facing Indiana. Oh my Lord. He'll be crazy popular on a 5-game slate if you have no John Morant, but you have Darius Garland now up to 9,700. That's a season high price tag that we'll be paying for him if we decide to do such things. He's been playing low 40s minutes, faces Toronto in Toronto. So that'll be an interesting spot. Devin Booker. I didn't see his final line. I just know that he had like 12 at halftime. That's not ideal. It was DeAndre Ayton night. Now they go into Denver on a back-to-back here facing Jokic. That ought to be interesting. McCollum's now over 9K. Halliburton's 8,900. And we just saw that we're probably going to get a dearth of Indiana value once again here. Lots of spots to go here on the top end. Who are some of your favorites, Ryan?
Yeah, up top. I mean, I don't think John Morant will play tomorrow. I do think he'll miss another game. You continue to do some imaging tests on him. And they're taking on the Indiana team where I don't think they'll need him to win the game. So in the next year, guys, you get the likes of Garland, McCollum, Devin Booker. Devin Booker stands out to me at 9,300. I know it's a tough Denver spot, but actually, if Chris Paul were to play tomorrow, that will change things up. So keep an eye on the situation. If Chris Paul is in, I'm off of Devin Booker, but if he's out, I think you can go to him. I like CJ McCollum, $9,100. Makes a ton of sense to fall there. Tyrese Halliburton could not beat his old team. He did not. He did what he can. Him and Buddy Hield tried to do whatever they could, but they could not beat the shorthanded Kicks team. Halliburton's in play tomorrow, $8,900. I like targeting him. And if we get Van Vliet good to go at 8,200, makes for an outstanding option over there. Now, if you were to spend down a little bit, I believe Kyle Kuzma is going to remain out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some Washington value. You guys have guard eligibility. You get Denny Abdia, then Corey Kispert, and Tomas Satoransky, all at that price tag. And Ish Smith also is there as well. But if there's no John Morant, I think targeting the same guys in Memphis, your Tyus Jones, your Dylan Brooks, they all make sense yet again.
Agreed. Definitely agreed here with most of those. Well, all of those. What am I talking about? You're a top 15 player in the world. You don't need my approval. Going on to the top end on FanDuel, we've got Darius Garland, 9,500, Drew Holiday, 8,200. CJ McCollum down to 8K there. A little bit different. This is why you play multiple sites, not just DraftKings, not just FanDuel, but our sponsor site, Yahoo, as well. You get some different exposure to different players. CJ McCollum going to be very easy to get to at 8K over there. Looking at Desmond Bane, that's an inflated price tag against Indiana. Makes it a little less palatable, should I say. Tyrese Halliburton, 7,500. That's so easy to click on. It's going to be a joke. What are you seeing over here on the FanDuel site?
Yeah, looking over here on FanDuel, McCollum is outstanding at 8K. Garland and Booker will be very low owned. Drew Holiday, I really like at $8,200. Chris Middleton remains out. So I think going to Drew Holiday makes a lot of sense at that price tag. Him and McCollum definitely lead the way. And CJ McCollum, $7,800. VanVleet, $7,800 is pretty amazing as well. Now, if you want to spend down a little bit, you fall on the guys like Dylan Brooks, $5,900. Will Barton's all the way down to $4,200. I'm going to have to like that a lot tomorrow. I know it's been some time, but that's way too cheap for Will Barton. But not too long ago, Will Barton was like a 6K player. So that's buying very low on a guy like him. Spending up a little bit more, Zach LaVine, $7,200. That's pretty awesome. And DeMar DeRozan, sub 8K. Both these Bulls guys are in play. I have no issues if you want to play them both. That's pretty cheap for these guys, the way that they've kind of fallen back down to earth. And they just beat up on bad teams and do awful against really good teams. I don't know what to make of this Bulls team. I did think they would come down to earth, but I didn't think they'd go 0-16 against the top three teams in each conference. So Indiana, Buddy Hield is in play at that price tag, even if Brogdon returns. And Halliburton looks outstanding as well, $7,500.
Yeah, Halliburton's a joke of a tag. That's no doubt about that. To Yahoo we go. Devin Booker, $43. CJ McCollum is going to be $38 over on Yahoo, our sponsor site. But Drew Holiday, $33. That's going to stick out. And $31 for Tyrese Halliburton, who has shooting guard eligibility. I guess if Malcolm Brogdon was there, that would make sense. But in this event, he is playing point. He will be $31, and he will be very popular, rightfully so. Alex Caruso, $15, maybe a source of value. Did not come to fruition the other night. That's for sure. That was frustrating to me. I could have used that. 30 minutes. Didn't really get there. Steals, blocks, that can be a part of his game. Since he returned, he has not had a game. Well, actually, since his first game, he had 5 stocks. But otherwise, he hasn't had more than 2. Most of those, the last 3, just 1. A lot of his value for Yahoo, for FanDuel. I'm going to give in the stocks department there. But $15, how do you feel about Alex Caruso's value tomorrow?
Caruso's value is fine. He's like, I know he's kind of like a darling to play, but he's an okay fantasy contributor. Much better real life player than fantasy basketball player. It's tough for him to produce at high levels when he's sharing the court like DeMar, like LaVine, and Vucevic. He's just not going to be generating his own shot. He has to get there through like steals and rebounds and assists, and those are it's harder to pay off a salary like that without scoring raw points all the time. So a lot of things have to go right for him, but he's an okay play. Up top, I do think Devin Booker is 43. He's expensive if Chris Paul is back. I like Chris Paul if he were to play at 34, but we'll see what ends up happening there. Drew Holiday is probably my favorite play here at $33. I think that's pretty awesome for Drew. The Memphis guys will be in play again. Desmond Bane, Tyus Jones, DeAnthony Melton. All those guys are awesome if there's no Ja Morant. We've been seeing Bones Highland play really well of late. I'll be shying away if there's some ownership there. But Will Barton is $18. He's too expensive here. And if Chris Paul remains out, you can take a flyer on campaign, but I'd rather go to Desmond Bane for $1 cheaper. And no issues going to VanVleet at $30. And Tyus Jones will be outstanding if there's no Ja Morant. He's the man there.
George Niang off to a hot start there in LA. 3 for 3 from 3. Maybe that's a sign of things to come from my Iowa State Cyclones against the Miami, Florida Hurricanes. Probably not, though. You know what is a good sign of things to come? Heading over to Yahoo, signing up, depositing $10 or more, playing at any paid contest. That gets you 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum just by doing that. So, yes, I had to unmute it on Spaces again. See, this is the stuff that I do, Ryan. Go to Yahoo. If you haven't signed up over there, deposit $10 or more, play in any paid contest, and you get that 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Every single sport behind the paywall, completely free to you, just by checking out Yahoo. And thank you to everybody. We filled the Awesemo exclusive Slate Starter contest over at Yahoo. That's awesome. Excited to give a shout out to whoever wins that, takes that down tonight. I'll be tracking that here as we go along. But
did you enter?
Oh, yeah, totally did. Did you?
Of course.
Yeah. I was never not going to play in our own sponsored contest. I hope you guys did too. Really cool that they're giving us that for 11.5% management fee. Lowest rate you're going to find on any major site, period, end of story. It's 5% is probably the difference. It's usually 16 to 17% on DraftKings and FanDuel for their rake. 11.5% in that exclusive Awesemo Slate Starter contest. So stop guessing, start winning. Join us at Awesemo by depositing $10 as a new user. But most importantly, thank you for playing at Yahoo, because they're a great site to play on, simply because the lowest rake and great prize structures. All right, we keep it on going. How are your lineups doing? How's Russ doing?
Not that good, honestly. Not well.
Room for improvement, that's for sure. DJ Augustine has 3-3-2, sharing the court with Russ right now.
Yeah, I expected to be an 8-man rotation, but I just hope Russ eats, honestly. But if he doesn't eat, on to tomorrow we go.
On to tomorrow, we would definitely go. To forward we go over on DraftKings for tomorrow. Top end, Giannis is 11-7. He'll be popular. DeMar DeRozan popped up as questionable. Now, this is obviously something that matters a lot, because when you miss one of their quote-unquote big three, it's kind of like the mini three at this point in time, because you can't compare them to a Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James trio, the original OG big three. Actually, if we're going to go back in time, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, LeBron, I almost said LeBron, Michael Jordan, the original big three, if I will say so myself. Do you have a different big three that you would pick? NBA history. Tim Duncan, Sean Elliott, David Robinson, maybe that.
I mean, the greatest starting five ever. I mean, the Detroit Pistons are the best team ever assembled. The 03-04 Pistons, not a single top 75 NBA player made that team. And they defeated 4 top 75 players on the other side of things. So the 03-04 Pistons, one of the most underrated basketball teams ever to win an NBA championship.
This is a new low for the NBA Slate Starter podcast, is defending that team as one of the greatest ever. That's just pure insanity.
Wait, well, I didn't see your Timberwolves beat the Lakers that year.
To the forward spot we go. Giannis is 11-7 on the top end.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, they suck. The Timberwolves are terrible. I'm sad. It's fine.
They blew a massive lead today, if you didn't notice.
I did.
Future Nick, Karl-Anthony Towns is 1 foot out the door.
We got DeMar DeRozan, 8,700. He's questionable. Pay attention to that news. Pascal Siakam, 8,500. Porzingis, 8,400. My Lord. What an outing. 32 minutes. Only 7 for 18 from 3-0 and 0 for 3, but 5 blocks and a steal. Nice to see him avoid foul trouble for the first time in a while. You got 32 minutes. That's the most we've seen in a Wizards uniform. If he's going to be projected for 32 minutes against Milwaukee, I want all of that you got. Hopefully he can keep that game close in some lineups for me. Evan Mobley, 78. Scotty Barnes, 76, adjusting for Fred VanVleet being back there. What was that?
It was your boy, future Nick, Karl-Anthony Towns, posterizing Jay Crowder. And then
talk about the top of the forward position on DraftKings, you joke.
I'm looking for a new host for the Slate Starter podcast. Feel free to send an application to my email.
Ryan is not okay with this. It's okay. Keep going.
Rayen@awesemo.com. For those who are looking to join me.
How do you say your last name, Ryan?
Huh? You know why? You didn't even know how to say it for about 2 weeks.
We've been friends for years. It's an old bit at this point. It's a tired bit. I don't think most people are going to know that are hanging out in Twitter Spaces. So
Yeah,
we should probably keep it going. Keep this train moving. Forward on DraftKings 5 minutes later.
Forward on DraftKings, it's going to be Giannis for me, 11-7. I don't have much interest in Kristaps Porzingis. I'd rather spend $100 more and go to Siakam. Save a little bit and fall on guys like Mobley or Jaren Jackson Jr. Dylan Brooks looks outstanding at 5,700 if there's no Ja Morant. In terms of value, Aaron Gordon, I played really well last night. Almost brought it home for the showdown lineups there, but not enough towards the end. But Corey Kispert, $4,100, and Denny Abdia, $4,700. Summer Washington guys yet again. Hachimura, if you want to take some chances, much more difficult matchup. Isaiah Jackson left the game with a headache. I believe that he might miss tomorrow because it's a concussion protocol. So we might get the likes of some value here yet again. Maybe Justin Anderson comes back into the picture. And then maybe Terry Taylor as well. But Giannis is the star of this position here. It makes a lot of sense to fall on him.
Yes, it does. And yeah, as you said, can't wait to roster more Justin Anderson. That went well today. Because whenever you can roster a defensive-minded cheap guard, you just got to do it. And that's what I did. And sadness ensued. Check out the deeper dive in Live Before Lock tomorrow. Always good times. To the top end of FanDuel, we go. Giannis 11-4 there. Brandon Ingram questionable. There's a GTD next to him. We'll see. He's doubtful. He's not going to play. Scotty Barnes, 7,900 over on the blue site. We've got Pascal Siakam, 8,500. That's getting interesting. But Porzingis, got to roster a lot of him, 8,300. Mobley, 7,500. Don't know why he's that cheap. Jaren Jackson Jr. on a back-to-back against Indiana. Going to get to some of that. And then you're going to get the opportunity. Jalen Smith sat out with an illness today. If he plays tomorrow, hard not to just love him. Love Goga Bitadze. We'll get there. But if there's going to be no Isaiah Jackson, going to be a great spot to get some value. Talk to me about forward on FanDuel.
Looking at the forward spot on FanDuel, a lot of similar guys yet again over here. But it's going to be Will Barton all the way at the bottom. That sticks out to me, $4,200. Tough not to like him there. Just opens things up for you to jam in up top Giannis. Giannis still a little too cheap at 11-4. I like going to him a decent amount. Bobby Portis is $5K, taking on one of his former teams. I don't mind it. He's coming off the bench. We'll see. Brook Lopez will play tomorrow. I know he's coming back from an injury, but played well in terms of fantasy purposes the last time out. If you want to spend up here, it's Chicago guys in DeRozan. If he plays, he's fine to go to. Jaren Jackson Jr. stays out of foul trouble. Looks great. Desmond Bane, elevated price tag. Would rather save and play one of his teammates instead. One of the cheaper guys on his team. Maybe we saw Brandon Clark, I believe, close the game today. I'm not sure if that's going to be a likely occurrence again, but Dylan Brooks yet again, 5,900. So the cheaper Memphis guys definitely in play if there's no Ja. But Will Barton makes a lot of sense just to help you jam in Giannis up top.
Doc Rivers is running a rotation where he doesn't have Joel Embiid and James Harden on the floor, and you should just be fined when you do that.
No, right? He should be fired. He's an awful head
Tobias
coach.
Harris, Tyrese Maxey, DeAndre Jordan, Shake Milton, and Furkan Korkmaz are on the floor.
You know why he's running that lineup? Because they played well against Miami. Doc Rivers is an ass head coach. He's awful. He's absolutely garbage.
He's so bad. I mean, that Clippers team that he couldn't take to any
No,
finals.
he got very lucky because he got three guys, especially Ray Allen.
Kevin Garnett at the right time. Danny Ainge should get the trophy. You should get all the credit for that.
No, it should be Kevin McHale. Just own up to his boy. Be like, hey, I owe you one. Here, take Kevin Garnett off of me. But Ray Allen was the real piece of that trade. But yeah, no one's going to agree with that one.
Doc Rivers fucking sucks. All right, to Yahoo we go, top end. I will never be hired by the Philadelphia media at this point in time for that take. But yeah, no, neither will you. He's terrible. How can you possibly have a rotation that's been on the floor for 3 minutes without James Harden or Joel Embiid? It's just insanity. Forward on Yahoo, $57. We're looking at Giannis. We've got Scotty Barnes at 32. If there's going to be no DeRozan, no Kuzma, no Middleton, That means you have a chasm here at forward. Giannis will be very, very popular, just like he was on FanDuel the other day. It'll just be the same situation. FanDuel and Yahoo, a lot easier to get to Giannis. You're going to get to a lot of him. Jaren Jackson Jr., $25. That seems nice. Buddy Hield, he had revenge in his heart this evening. Will he have it against Memphis? He didn't play for them, so he can't. Lauri Markkanen, 21. That's going to be a pass for me. But I'm going to ask you about Chris Boucher because this is your boy now. And he was both of our boys last year. I haven't rostered him since 1994, it feels like. And what is it about Chris Boucher here that's really changed your tune? Is it the 39 and 33 minutes? Has he earned the trust of one Nick Nurse?
No, probably not. He probably hasn't earned the trust of Nick Nurse, but it's Chris Boucher. He doesn't need much time to pay off a salary. He has multiple ways to pay off that price tag. So I just like playing him. A lot of people don't. It's worked out for me over the years. So I just go back to what's worked. But I understand why people don't like rostering him because if he doesn't do well, it's usually like sub 10 fantasy points, it feels like. But Boucher has the upside to definitely take care of business. But it's not a necessary to go there. He played really well against Cleveland earlier when they were shorthanded about a couple weeks ago. I want to say probably 2 or 3 Sundays ago. I think he played really well against them. But here it's going to be the guys like Dylan Brooks. If there's no Morant, if you go up here, Jaren Jackson Jr. looks great. There's no reason to spend up for Giannis because the mid tier is so solid. You can even play a guy like O'Shea Brissett, Lauri Markkanen. Those guys look all awesome. And if you want to spend down, the Washington guys are certainly in play. Your Rui, your Denny, and Corey Kispert, all $11, $12, and $10 respectively. Even Satoransky is not out of play. Satoransky is $10. So the Washington value, I prefer the Washington value instead of going up to Porzingis. I'm not that excited to go to Porzingis at this elevated price tag, and I would like him to be playing high 30s minutes in a Milwaukee matchup, but I'd rather save on those Washington guys and spend down.
Alrighty. Hey, everybody on Twitter Spaces. Shout out once again, Desi, Patrick, Seth, Mario, Mike, Jeff. What is this one? The Wizard. Good to see iCook. Scarecrow. That's cool. Timothy, Juju, The Goose, Ty Blunt, and Junias. Good to see everybody. Glad to be hanging out with you. Smash. Well, there's no like button to hit when you're on Twitter Spaces, but there is the opportunity to sign up over at Yahoo. Don't forget about that. Play over at Yahoo, deposit $10 or more. Plus, if you're in Yahoo or if you're in Twitter Spaces right now, we're going to be taking questions at the end of this, be able to chat a little bit. We can tilt, we can hang out, we can do all of that great stuff. It is just fine. Let's head over to DraftKings Center. We go here. How are your lineups doing now? I feel like I want to keep checking in.
It's only been 2 minutes since then. Nothing has changed much.
You're not fun. I just wanted to ask. To center we go. Top end 5 gamer. Jokic. He's going to be popular. 11-4.
I have a question. Do you refresh your lineups often?
No, I don't know. I'm watching these 2 games and we both have, Wenyen Gabriel's playing awesome. He's got 4, 6, 1, and 2. So there's that.
Yeah, if Wenyen Gabriel's in the optimal, I'm certainly not winning. So there's that.
I played Wenyen Gabriel. You made fun of me before this game started when I said I played Wenyen Gabriel.
I still will make fun of people who played Wenyen Gabriel. There's no way I was going to play him.
Wenyen Gabriel. Jokic, 11-4. Jonas Valanciunas, 8,200 coming off of, Slate winning stuff. 61 we saw out of him in just 29 minutes. He did stuff like that a lot in Memphis. It's nice to see him doing it here in New Orleans as well, even alongside CJ McCollum. That's lovely. Going up against Chicago, him with the Pellies. Vooch, 7,900. If you get no DeRozan, that's a smash city. Again, the slate starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, so hopefully we have some news, considering there's 3 games in that 8 p.m. Eastern time window. So we get some news on that, and you could know what to do right before lock. That'd be nice. DeAndre Ayton coming off of Annihilation, 7,200. That looks nifty. Steven Adams, 5,800. I never know what to do with him, so don't ask me. Ask Ryan. But Goga Bitadze, 4,900. He started today. He was my highest owned player on DraftKings. I had a lot of him.
You had
you
more
give me that one.
Goga than Obi
I had
Toppin?
74% Goga. I had 68% Obi Toppin.
Jeez, I think
I needed one more rebound. If I
He
get
didn't
that,
go
I
up
have
again.
42 fantasy points. I
Yeah,
needed what?
wait, but I don't understand why you had less than 90% Obi Toppin.
Because I had 68% of him. Talk to me about center on draft.
Wait. I'm curious on the process there. I'm genuinely curious.
11 game slate. I thought there were so many good pieces of value. Plus, I thought that there was access to some forwards at the top end, like Kevin Durant going under owned. So I played a lot of Kevin Durant on both sites. Talked about that on the Live Before Lock show. Played a lot of Jason Tatum on FanDuel. So that was another guy that locked up a lot of spots. Played a lot of Dylan Brooks that ended up showing up in a lot of different things. Thought that Darius Bazley, that did not work out. Played a lot of Pokuševski, played a lot of those guys. I thought there were so many good plays. I didn't want to concentrate just one player 3,400. I know we got in foul trouble yesterday and there's 30-minute upside, but it's a Tibbs situation. I was willing to just get exposure to everything at the spot. I didn't want to have like 100% of him. I played 68. That was the process. A lot of plays on an 11 gamer.
Gotcha.
But again, you're better than me at this. So, I mean, why should I have played 90% top and why was I off?
I thought it was a free square, especially when no Mitchell Robinson got ruled out. There was definitely a pathway for him playing him
These
at
are
the
important
5.
things you should have brought to me yesterday.
I mean, I said Toppin was a great play if Randall was out yesterday.
Yeah, he was my second highest owned player. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, I just thought I thought it was just
what do you want from me?
Goga was a great play. I luckily got well above the field on him, but I don't know if it's going to work out if without any.
I don't either. One more rebound, it works out.
Yeah,
it goes from 37.5 to 42 real quick.
Shout out to DeJounte Murray, who might get to 40 at halftime. Which would be nice.
He had like 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and DeJounte Murray can do that.
What do you mean only 2? Can you name that movie?
No.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's the teacher to Charlie. It's fun.
I'm not a Hollywood encyclopedia.
I am not either, but I have seen a movie or two. Hey, center on DraftKings 5 minutes later. Same thing as forward.
Center on DK, spending up top. Jokic is on the slate. Got to have some interest in him. If you can jam in the value like the Washington guys, you can definitely land on him. If DeMar DeRozan's out, it'll definitely help a guy like Vooch get some usage. And then I think Goga will definitely carry some ownership at$4,900 if there is no Isaiah Jackson and no Jalen Smith. If both play, he's not as appealing. I think he's still fine to go to if one of those guys are in. It's tough to really spend down here. It's very, very thin. It's very thin, very fast at the center spot. I mean, there's Valanciunas at $8,200, and then there's DeAndre Ayton, who might have recency bias ownership. I might shy away. I have no issues playing Triple J at center either in a great matchup against Indy.
Russell Westbrook going for a quadruple double, 4 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 turnovers. To FanDuel we go at the center spot. Sorry, I had to try something to get back at you. It didn't work. You had no reaction.
But the problem is you played Russell Westbrook too, so you're hurting your own self by saying that too.
Nikola Jokic is 11.8 on FanDuel. Jonas Valanciunas is 8,400. That's the next guy there. But Vooch is 6,700. Welcome to Chalk City. 6K Goga Bitadze. I will still have interest at that tag on him if I don't play Jokic, even though I'm probably going to be over the field on Jokic because I am just about every single slate here peers on FanDuel. Anybody else outside of those guys? Because it seems like a very, very mispriced situation with one Nikola Vucevic. Just play the Nikolas tomorrow.
They're not pronounced the same way.
I know that, Ryan. It's Nikola and Nikola. I'm aware.
You gotta put some respect to your name. That's like one of them calling you E-Reich. You got to respect their name.
Because you were late. I'm upset. That's what it was. You were late today. Who wants to be a host of the NBA Slate Starter podcast tomorrow?
Hey,
I'm going to go to Vegas and watch some basketball. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm sure I'll get some emails sent my way. But looking up here, I mean, Jokic looks straight at 11-8. Right. It's him or Giannis situation again, just like it was on Tuesday. But spending down, it's going to be Vooch or Valanciunas. Definitely seen Valanciunas struggle of late, but it's something that we should be targeting on tomorrow's slate. No real reason to spend down. I think Bobby Porter's at 5K. You can sprinkle some of them in. But outside of that, everyone's priced pretty well for the respective matchups.
Joel Embiid, 12, 6, and 2. Tyrese Maxey continuing to just go freaking nuts on the world. 11, 4, and 3. This guy is just mind-blowing. To the center spot we go on our sponsor site, Yahoo, to round it out. Then we will be hanging out with the Twitter Spaces people. We appreciate you hanging out for the live recording. Nikola Jokic, Pascal Siakam. Those are your first two guys. $56 and $36. Porzingis, you might not have interest in. $32. I might have a little. Compared to Vooch, though, probably going to go $32 his way. 31 for Valanciunas. 28 down to DeAndre Ayton. A little bit of a discount you're getting going that direction. Goga, though, $15. That is a smash beyond smash beyond smash. Achua's jumped into the starting lineup the last few years. It's $16. Man, Yahoo giving you great center options at the top, at the bottom. Feels like it might be a two-center spot over a two-center night over on Yahoo as opposed to any of the other sites. Would you agree, Ryan?
Actually, I don't. I think center's pretty weak tomorrow.
We need a new co-host is what it is. No, center's weak, but on Yahoo, you get some cheapies with Jokic. That would be fun.
Yeah. Jokic at 56 is fine. It's great. But like everyone else is like in a not the greatest of spots. I mean, in terms of pricing, the cheap guys are Ayton and Ayton Mobley, and then sure, you can do that, but I think if we get no John Morant, it'll be super easy to just jam in Jokic and use your utility on some other value on Yahoo, I think. But that's as of now. I mean, in terms of cheap guys, Goga's there at 15. I think he'll be over-owned for his production, and especially if Jalen Smith returns. I liked him today on the slate. It was a great matchup. Now in a Memphis spot where he might get bodied up by Funaki, it might change things up. So I believe that's his nickname.
It is.
So
I just haven't heard it in a long time. Nobody says it.
His family calls him that, but Vooch at $32 looks pretty. I prefer Vooch to Porzingis tomorrow, the way things stand right now.
All right, that's a good note. Put that one in the back pocket, Vooch. I think I do too. I think I do too as well. I mean, he's just, I don't know if DeRozan plays. That'll be a great piece of news to get, but we are done on to Thursday slate. And then we will have one more show going into Friday slate. Looking forward to that. But it's been a great week hanging out with everybody in Twitter Spaces. We're going to start changing our attention to them. We're going to get out of here. Ryan, any final words for the people?
Yes, non-zero chance I won't be on the slate starter tomorrow as Michigan takes on Villanova. So there might be a club party in the background tomorrow if Michigan wins. But I will if I'm on tomorrow, I'll be on. But if not, I will catch you guys next week. Yeah. So I will let you. I guess you'll find out on the next episode of the Slate Starter. But I do think we'll be having another Slate Starter contest on Friday as well. So keep an eye on that. I appreciate you guys filling that in. And hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel. And we'll catch you on Twitter Spaces in a bit.
Yeah, smash the subscribe button. Come hang out with us long-term here at the Awesemo channel. Also, Slate Starter 5-star reviews go a long way, yada, yada, yada. You know the deal by now. It is just paramount that we get some of those subscriptions. Makes us look better. And also, then we can keep doing this podcast into next year. He's Ryan. Go Big Blue. I'm Eric. Go Blue Devils. How about that? We'll see you guys later.